Welcome everybody to the Bar TV Sports coverage of the 2018 Rams NHRU Premiership, and we're up at Marcellin here today for the feature match, and it promises to be an absolute belter with Nelson Bay taking on Maitland in a second v fourth in what should be a very, very thick, fast, open match here at Maitland. And our special guest up here in the Bar TV Sports commentary box, or party box as we like to know it, is our Nelson Bay correspondent, Jared Ryan. How are you, Jared?
Afternoon, Gareth. It's a pleasure to be here.
Out in the wind.
It's a little blustery, but it's not as wet as the last time we covered a Bay Maitland game, but lovely afternoon, bar the wind.
Yeah, certainly was a different day to what we're seeing here. It's dry. As you can see, the pitch out there hasn't had much water on it, Jared. And there's something about the Hunter River pipes. Is that what we were saying off air?
Bit of a breakdown. Put a new field in, but they haven't reconnected the pipes to the Hunter River. Apparently, the lack of water looks as hard as a bull's forehead out there.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't headbutted too many bulls, but sounds pretty harsh. But let's go through the teams and a couple of changes. Or the one big change here for Nelson Bay. Nathan Oliver ruled out this morning in this match, and that is a massive loss for this Nelson Bay Gropers side.
Massive loss, as we have been speaking about over the last few weeks, how effective Oliver is. And
he's the best breakaway in the comp. I'll say it right now.
Well, and I've got to agree with you, but a close run second would be Will Davidson, and we really needed the twist. He's picked up that name, or some of his teammates preferring to call him Twisted. But anyway, we really needed him this afternoon, or the Bay needed him to counteract effectiveness of Davidson. So that'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Casey Watson comes into the pack as well for this Gropers side. The Maitland side unchanged from what has been a very good couple of weeks for this side. Willie So, Dan Runchell and Turiuini, probably the form front row of the competition at the moment.
They've certainly been very effective in their work of late, and it'll be up to the Bay front row, with Collins over the last few weeks shifting back to hooker, and Zion the Lion coming back in at tight end. So that'll be an interesting competition for the afternoon in itself.
Well, our highlights that we put out each week, there was a couple of blow-ups from the Gropers side. We didn't put their scrum in the highlights, or the try-lights as we like to call them. But yeah, a couple of the big boys in this Gropers pack disappointed that their scrum are really dominating at the moment. Reece Tompkins comes into the side. He's been playing seconds and coming off the bench. That's a good bonus for them, because his running game certainly will counteract that of Travis Brook, who's probably the best number 8 in the competition.
Yeah, well, Tompkins coming back in number 8 shifted Watson, who's been very effective and impressive as the 8 for the Bay. But Tompkins adds a little size, and as you say, his running game will counter that of Brook, which it's evening out across the park. But again, I come back to the exclusion of Oliver. I think might make the difference in the end today.
And the combination for the centres is Maitland Chris Logan and Carl Manu. Chris Logan obviously having a very successful year in the country setup. Carl Manu, well, his experience certainly speaks for himself, and he is reaping the benefits of a wide-running Maitland backline, coming up against Junior Polai and Michael Hattini, who themselves very dangerous in the midfield.
The Maitland side, we all know what they offer in the centres, but Hattini back in the wing has spent in the centres has spent most of the year on the wing, which I'm happy with. He works really well with Northcott back to fullback, and as well Warringah back to 10. They work very well together. So
yes, certainly. Warringah at 10, Chad Northcott at 15. Those two players probably interacting as well, swapping around. Chad Northcott needs to get a lot of touches on the ball as we see the Maitland side come out. Dan Runchell playing his 200th game here, I believe, today.
Fantastic effort.
He's been a very good servant for the Maitland Rugby Club, and as was his brother as well, Chris Logan, the skipper, coming out. And this promises to be very exciting. We're going to have a minute's silence as well, Sleepy passing away during the week from the NHRU. So that will be observed here as well. And they're a very big side, this Maitland side. The black jerseys doing them all sorts of benefits, especially Willie So out there in the number 1.
You'd have loved to play in black in your day, Harry. No, back in your front rowing days.
Johnny Cash.
Slim you up a little bit. That's that. No, very even contest across the board this afternoon, and a very good reason why we're here is match of the round.
Charlie Fielder, interesting story around his coming back into the team, going to Splendour in the Grass.
Controversy in my book. In my day, you sign up from March to September. You don't go away with your girlfriend to Splendour, have a weekend off, and if you do, you'd be, if Nelson Bay had a third grade and I had my way, be playing third grade.
Wow, that's a big call.
But he's honestly, in my opinion, very lucky to get back in. We was about to observe this minute's silence here, which they will show a little bit of respect.
Yeah, we'll get right into that. Jared Logan, the referee here today. Well, there we have it, the minute silence of the Nelson Bay getting together in the huddle out there. It'll be the Maitland side receiving the kick, running left to right towards the city of Maitland. And Nelson Bay, of course, in that fashionable Gropers blue, white and black.
Bit of a westerly, but favouring Maitland slightly left to right. It's be interesting to see how they use it. It's going to be a critical part of the game this afternoon, how both sides use it. And Nelson Bay under pressure in this first half, running into the wind against a very strong Maitland outfit.
Well, we saw in the second grade fixture, very hard to convert the tries. Not many penalties taken, so it'll be interesting to see how they play it tactically as well.
All right, we're ringing to get us started here.
It is Warringah. Jared Logan blows time on, and here we go. It's showtime for the NHRU feature match. And getting up as Peniata comes back now, and that's a good pick up there by the skipper, Lavelle. So, Fielder in at halfback. Here's Peniata again. He'll get through plenty of work running the ball. Nice offload to Fielder. Warringah now, he'll kick in behind. Good option there as Junior Polo chases down, and it may find touch, and that's a very good tactical hit. And good start by the Gropers.
Solid start. Got the ball off the kick-off, and Warringah straight onto it. Low punching kick to the corner. Gains them some 25 metres. And Nelson Bay putting a little pressure on the Maitland ball early.
Well, it's a Nelson Bay throw, so a touch on that by the Maitland side too. So Field, a very good line out there. Here comes Warringah. Little inside-outside play. As Junior Polai is taken nicely in the midfield. So Takura, he's running wide, runs into his smaller opponent there and picks up a couple of metres. Now they go in behind to Warringah. Here's Peniata, who puts his best foot forward, looking for the offload there. Does get it. That's Adam Edwards. As he has to get to ground here. Good composure shown by the Bay. Here's Junior Polai. Dummy thrown. Can he get the ball to Northcott? No. But he gets them up into the 22. This is dangerous here. Warringah now drifts across field. Nice hands offloading the ball. Coming around the corner. The Northcott's on the short side.
Good control of the football by the Bay so far. 7 or 8 set pieces now. And Zion
gets a lovely ball away. Taken though. Nice work by McCormack at fullback, and they lose the ball, the Bay.
There's a turnover to Maitland there.
What a lovely show of hands there by Zion the Lion, Jared.
The big fella. Soft hands. That's what it's all about.
Comes now to Logan. Logan, this is trouble. This is where they hurt Merriweather Carlton. Logan now goes up the field, has support on the outside. And that's very easy yards there by the Maitland side. As Clackety taken down just outside the 22. Davidson. He'll do that all day. Here's Manu. Manu getting an early touch. Runchel, the veteran, Gets them over the 22. Now McCormick throws a lovely long pass. Clackety can't go with it though.
That's what the wind's going to do this afternoon. It's going to bring a few of them undone, but all of a sudden Maitland turned defence into attack, and they're up to Nelson Bay end of the field, and lucky for the Bay, I think, because there was plenty of space out there to the left.
Yeah, we saw a couple of weeks ago on this feature match at this very ground, that is where they really tore apart Merewether Carlton. Got a couple of quick early tries out wide. Nelson Bay just then did well to scramble though and cover up, and they forced the error on the 22.
Good communication in the finish with the defence of the Bay, but I think it was the wind that saved them, Gareth. The lack of direction in the pass.
Well, I think the wind's picked up a couple of knots as well while we're standing up here. And that's a short arm, so Pennyarder looking for the quick one, but they're going to slow things down.
Just take stock here, a little minute for the Bay. Ringy stepping up to take the kick to touch.
Yeah, it'll be a Maitland throw, but that's a lovely kick into the breeze. Gets them over halfway, Jared.
As we say, favouring Maitland slightly left or right, but it's not going to dissipate through the afternoon. I think the Westerly will only get stronger. So important, as I said at the opening, that Maitland take full advantage of it in this first half.
Runchell just waiting for the ball. Black successful in the earlier games here today. 41-12 in third grade against, of course, Medowie. 32-10 against the 14-man Bay. Nicely done there, Max Stafford. Now getting them over halfway. Former Singleton player.
Davidson picks up from the back, makes a yard and a half, controls the ball. Off to CO.
Yeah, nice work there by the Blacks pack. Going in behind Runchell. Straightening up as Clackety comes off his wing. Here's Travis Brook. Travis Brook throwing the dummy. That's a lovely hit by Hatsani. And indeed, Junior Polite comes in. McCormack now, he'll distribute the ball. As Pat Beatty's taken down. Now McCormick standing in. It opens up for him, but he's taken over the 40. That's going to be called a high shot. Unlucky, just slipped up there, Jared.
Oh, I don't think it even did. It was a harsh call in the finish, but it might have been the way the player finished up after the tackle, more so than the tackle itself. Benny Whaler a bit hard done by, but Maitland have a kick to the corner to apply pressure.
Going over easily there. Right over the sponsor board there, the Family Hotel. Lovely little establishment up here.
Looking for a food, somewhere to take the family. All families welcome at the Family.
Of course, the Quizmasters trivia on a Tuesday as well.
So you started. The whole thing started, isn't it? You doing trivia, Gareth? Is that how it started?
Well, not me in particular, but the Bar TV story certainly is an interesting one, Jared. And yes.
Anyway, Maitland firmly on the attack now with the line out.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Carl Manu standing in at first receiver. Off the top, lovely clean ball. Here's Manu. Manu looking to settle. He doesn't get much on the run that time. Now they'll pick and drive. How? This is where they're dangerous. Zawini gets them up towards the 5 metre line. Picking off the back is Travis Brook. Lifting in the tackle there. The crowd calls for it. Beatty steps back in the inside, and he's hard to put down. He's over the 5 metres. Now they go again, Awini. They have to get under him here, the Bay. Good line defence. It's been a good trait of this Nelson Bay side. And it looked like it may be a turnover here. Oh, they've done well there getting over the ball. The Nelson Bay side fielder, not the best of exits there. It's going to be an easy take for McCormick. Davidson's back there. Collins tries to put the hit on him. Davidson bounces off and goes up towards the 15. Maitland building pressure.
Last time they came together at the Bay, both teams' goal line defence put under a lot of pressure and withstood for many phases. And again, the Bay do it there successfully, but the referees call it back now. Forward pass possibly. No,
it's going to call the line out. It was a very good hit out there. I think it was on Takura.
Loose ball from Nelson Bay. Maitland again inside the 22 on the attack.
They've got Birrell and Davidson out looking to take runs. Now Beatty's in at first receiver. They go to Manu. Manu, all the communication's not there.
He's picked it up.
Yeah, Junior
Good
Polo.
recovery. Back to Hertini. Takes it in. Charlie Fielder there to clean out.
They're isolated here, and that's unfortunate there. There was no urgency by the Bay, Jared.
Poor
Very
reaction.
poor.
That's cost them dearly there.
Well, they had the chance to work the ball upfield there.
They've turned it over, and they just didn't come to the party. There was no support for the teammates. So Maitland have taken the option of taking 3.
Very good kicker, Pat Beatty.
That's
up around 85% for the season.
85%. Is this going to adjust him by 10 or 15%?
I dare say. We'll see how he goes.
Well, Maitland showing respect to the Bay's defence by taking the 3 early. He's probably 38 out.
Yeah, it's a tough kick in these conditions. The wind
blustery
now coming across the field, as you can probably see from the flags in the background.
But no, that was lack of urgency there from Nelson Bay, which is a little alarming.
Yeah, to have a turnover like that after defending multiple phases.
Clashes, you can't afford complacency in clashes like this. He's got it though. The local boy knows the westerly, and he's slotted that straight over the black dot. So 3-0 to Maitland in the early stages.
It was an ugly kick off the boot, but it did the job. So yeah, as you said, 3-0. The Bay probably won't be terrified by that penalty, but they want to kick this one deep and keep this Maitland side firmly in the corners.
They'd be more alarmed at the actual transgression there of the lack of urgency rather than the 3. So they're going to have to pick that up and pick it up immediately. So we'll ring it to kick off.
That's a lovely kick there.
Puts it high down, well taken by Benny Wood, but he's turned it back to Hertini, who's now in a bit of open space.
He's defended well, Hertini. Nice clean out. This is a bit more urgent as Collins gets in and gets dirty. Now they'll pick and drive. Fielder was late to arrive at the breakdown. They go again. Zion Takura proving he can do the tight stuff as well.
Bay rolling on well here, tight mauling.
Well, it's a leaf out of Maitland's book. Before they were picking and driving, it was working for them. Trying to suck in some defenders here to use this back line. Now Warringah goes to Northcott. Northcott goes wide. Nice run there. Casey Watson.
Big Casey Watson lurking out on the left there. Out to Warringah again.
Oh, they looked offside there, the Blacks.
Picks up Junior. Collins is looking for a charge. Junior's come inside him.
Yeah, Junior, he's been very busy early on, hasn't he? As Warringah now runs out of options, has to run the ball, and he's isolated. They need to work better at the breakdown here, the Bay.
All his runners had their timing out there, but he's done well, Warringah. They've retained the ball. Back to Fielder now. On to Whaler, charging forward, making metres.
Very good run there by Whaler. This gets them on the front foot.
Better support there for the Bay.
Peniata almost going through, looking for that offload again. Now they're firmly in the 22. It goes to Takura. And now Junior Polo, he's screaming for the ball out wide. They'll work towards him, but I don't think he's the option.
Lovell's held up here. He's got himself to ground now. Fielder goes to the left of Collins.
Yeah, good run there by Collins, but Willie
So's met him.
He's eaten him up. Now Warringah goes to Northcott. This time Northcott goes wide again. Watson tries to bump off Manu. He's 5 metres out. This is good control here. Junior Poli
takes it forward, makes 1.5 metres. Back to Fielder now.
And here it comes.
Out to Edwards, inside ball to Whaler.
Yeah, this is great control here by the Nelson Bay side, the Gropers. Takura calls for it. He's wide. Davidson comes out of the line, pops over. Dangerous now Warringah has it. Warringah steps off his right, almost gets through the line himself.
Nothing going on out of the right. He made a very sensible decision to take it back in, keep it tight. The Bay controlling the ball.
They're up to about 14 phases now as Northcott gets the ball. Northcott, that's a lovely step. Finds a bit of a mismatch, goes towards the line. Can't get there though. Good defence by Maitland. Quick ball's needed. Warringah gets it away.
Arthur takes it back in off his left foot.
Yeah, Jack Arthur, he loses the ball to the side.
There. Now Maitland have come up with that.
Yeah, that's a knock on. That's going to be a penalty advantage was being played. We'll get a listen on this.
Obstruction was the call. Good solid refereeing.
So Peniata now, he goes, ducks his head. He wants to do it himself. Warringah has wide runners. Oh, that's a miscommunication, and that's a knock on. The pressure was building, and in the end, Maitland hold out.
Once again, the defence comes to the fore. Watson just couldn't handle the ball, and they've turned it over the bay, so relief for Maitland.
I'm surprised. Maybe the shot at goal was probably the option there to level the scores up, do you think?
Well, you know, I said Maitland was showing respect to the defence of Nelson Bay by taking the throw, and possibly you are right, they should have shown the same respect.
Ben Woods down getting some treatment on that shoulder. Punchy Sager, Maitland trainer, former Waratah, Maitland player.
Is that old Punchy out there, is it?
Yeah, Punchy Sager's out there.
Changed camps.
He lives up here.
Well, I guess he can't do it for Waratah anymore, can he?
Well, he's been up here for a few years. He's now a stalwart, a fixture of the club. He has his own medical treatment business.
Did a bit of work with Punchy, was looking after the senior Newcastle and Hunter side when I was babysitting the children many years ago. But, great man.
He's a very good man that loves the game. Worth
his weight in gold to any club that he's associated with.
So it's a Maitland feed as Logan calls the bind. It'll be interesting to see what they do, because they are willing to risk running it towards Logan. Oh, that's a very good scrum by the Bay. Picked up off the back by Brook. It opens up Northcott. There's one to beat. Can he beat him? Lovely work.
Fantastic crackle by Northcott. He hasn't dropped him, but he's contained him, stopped him.
Well, it's unfortunate as well. It was a very good scrum by the Bay. Now Manu has it. Now Beatty puts it in behind. Little settling kick towards the touchline, and
it's great,
just
play
over
by
22.
Great play by the 10, but a fantastic run. The Maitland scrum under all sorts of pressure, and the form number 8 of the comp, he's picked it up and scooted. He was off like a plate of your grandmother's scones there, gone as quickly. Fantastic work by the number 8. Anyway, the Bay under pressure once again.
Nice line out though. Dan Collins successful in his completion so far today. Going in behind Peniana. Northcott has it now. Northcott punches it down towards the sideline, and it finds touch only just. That was lucky.
That was sailing or failing right there, and he's delivered. He sailed, but that's the only sort of kick you can come up with into this win. As we say, it is a westerly, but definitely favouring Maitland and left to right, and the Bay have to kick low, and 20 metres is a good result.
Comes in off the top, and Maitland again successful with their line out. Short ball almost forward to Davidson.
Only not forward because the referee didn't pick it up. He didn't call it, but it was definitely half a yard.
Oh, they've turned the ball over though. It's a penalty. Unfortunate. And this is probably in kicking range as well with this wind.
Yeah, Domkins has been picked up there from an infringement. Offside from the call from Jared the ref. And they're going for the corner. They're happy with this.
Well, that wind's coming across, so maybe that's a factor. Off the side of the boot there, McCormick gets a bit tricky, a bit flashy with his kick.
Well, maybe that's a result of the Bay not taking the through up the other end. It's become a little bit of a tit for tat there, but Nelson Bay under the pump now, and Maitland heavily on the attack.
They had the opportunity to score a couple of points separating them on the ladder, and 3 points here today. Dan Runshaw.
It's a big game today, as far as we know. The 5 are the 5 and will remain that way for the rest of the season, but where the
this is dangerous.
Where the teams finish up, what's going on
there? I don't know what happened there.
What has happened there?
That's called a miscommunication at the very extreme side of it.
With himself. He's had a miscommunication with himself there.
He's only just come into the side, hasn't he, starting for Saka? And he's very quick, very fleet-footed, but I guess a little inexperience there showed.
Fleet-footed, but not as quick with the decision-making. But anyway, Maitland on the attack now.
Here's Beatty, inside ball to Logan. Logan steams onto it, and he's taken down nicely.
Solid defence by the man in question there.
Travis Brook, he's dangerous, goes behind the man. Coming around is Davidson. Davidson
wrapped up by Collins, takes him to the ground. Davidson controls the ball.
Here's Uini. Uini goes for the line, but he's driven back again. Good defence again by the Bay on their own line. In behind, so Beatty goes to Manu. This is going to be trouble here as he steps off his right, goes through, and he'll go over for the first try of the match. Carl Manu.
Expect nothing less from him. That's what he produces day in, day out. But I've got to say, very, very ordinary defence from both Nelson Bay centres there on that occasion.
Yeah, certainly he straightened up his line, didn't he? And they just didn't read the play. They had McCormack on the outside, thought the pass was probably going to go to him, and just were a little bit lazy on the inside, Jared.
Beat Hatini on the inside with the inside step, and Junior, he just dusted him with a left-hand palm. He had them both covered. Very well done. Showing his class once again.
Yeah, certainly he's Anderson medalist. He's been in the competition now for, I think, 5 years.
Passed himself off as Marty Lewis's younger brother.
Yeah,
Speaking of the old stalwart,
well, he's back.
Made his comeback last weekend.
Yeah, well, we covered the game and he was the best on the field.
I'm not surprised by that at all. Big shout out to you, Marty. Ageless he is, and the word is he's going to stick around. He's going to be the rebuilding. Normally they do that around young fellas, but
you've got to have a wily veteran.
Well, you've got to have at least one, and he's about the wiliest getting about. So
conversion successful, 10-0 the score. And
Beatty's converted that, put straight over, 10-0, and the Bay under serious pressure now to come up with a reply.
Yeah, unfortunately they didn't come away with points up the other end before, the Bay side, but now they're behind by 10 on the scoreboard, and Maitland can really damage quickly a side's confidence. We saw that against Merriweather a couple of weeks ago, and they had to play catch-up.
Well, what did you put the breeze at? What's that worth today, Gareth?
14 points.
14.
Oh, Pennyarda just drops it there. It goes forward off Maitland first. So double knock on.
Once again, can't afford simple mistakes like that. The Bay have got the ball back off the kick-off, and Maitland having a little bit of trouble with the kick-off this afternoon, but the Bay not taking advantage of it. Sloppy work there by Pennyarda. It was a ball he should have picked up and retained possession for the Bay, but once again Maitland. Oh no, he's given that to Nelson Bay.
Yeah, it was a double knock on off the kickoff there. It came forward. So
well, I think that was a lucky call too. That was definitely off Nelson Bay off the kickoff. Anyway, the Bay have had a lucky break there now. Fielder puts it in. Good. Bay control the scrum.
Good scrum again by the Bay.
Ringy.
Arthur comes around with a set move. It pops out. That's poor ball control. Play on, says Logan. Thought it may have been a knock on.
Back down at Northcott. Chips over to the left-hand corner.
Yeah, disjointed there really, weren't there? There was no organisation.
McCormack covers it easy. And a good touch finder there. Takes them back to about halfway.
Pennyarda goes for the quick one, Fielder, and this is where they're dangerous now, the Bay, in broken play. Junior Polo winds up and
needs some support, and the Bay get there in numbers.
And they're looking for runners here. Waringi Hill put it down in behind McCormack. That's probably the first time in a while he hasn't got it to the full, and that is a very good kick.
That's a much better looking kick by Waringi there, punching it low to the corner. Only 2 metres out from the Maitland line. Much better from the Bay. They've got to come up with a response here.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Maitland approach this line out. They've got Davidson and Willie So out of the mix. They go to Brook. He's so good in the air, Brook, and sets up beautifully as Willie So now looks to wind up. He does that, runs at Waringi.
Good metres from the big front rower. Back.
Yeah. Comes back to McCormack, who keeps the ball in touch. Oh, that's touched. Kept in play. Nice work.
Chad Northcott calling for 6 again now. I don't know what game he's playing, but anyway, back to
Vasaka.
He takes them on.
Oh, it's ripped out, though, by Logan. This game, end-to-end stuff. Now Beatty gets it to Manu. Manu looking for support, has it.
Room on the wing now for Vilberg.
Vilberg chips over. Probably should have kept the ball then, Jared.
Ball in hand in that stage for sure. Hatini's contained the ball for the Bay.
5 metres out. This is dangerous still for the Bay. Maitland looking to turn defence into attack. It's a box kick by Waringi. Gets some distance on it. McCormack's under it. Now he finds Brook. This is going to be hard to stop here. The big number 8 winds up.
Corey Lovell does well there to take him to the ground. Out now McCormick.
Northcott rushed up out of the line, and he did well to pressure him there. He was in a lot of trouble, Jared.
Fantastic effort in defence from the Bay there, and the ball's gone forward.
Well, Chad Northcott, he read that really well. They were
put the pressure on.
3-on-2, and he came in off the wing and thwarted that attacking raid.
So once again, solid defence from the Bay, gets them out of trouble, but they're still playing it at the wrong end of the park and under pressure, mounting pressure from the Blacks.
Well, they've been dominant in the scrum, so we'll see if Maitland can respond to this. I mean, we talked them up at the start of the game, the front row from the Maitland side, but they're looking, I wouldn't say second rate.
The Bay have had them under all sorts of pressure in the first 20 or so. The field of feeds, and the Bay once again, good scrum. Domkins off the back, goes left.
Nice run by Domkins.
Still on his feet, can't put him down. Watson over the top in good support.
Oh, that's lovely work there. Oh, he's going to call that back. I can't believe it. A forward pass. It was line ball.
Well, if the Nelson Bay, Maitland got away with that one before for Davidson. That was at least line ball, that one. But well, on the other side of things, great work from Pennyarder and Watson in good support. He was away, the big fella. He's running around. He's been moved from 8 to 5, and he's running around like a winger today.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He's been outside Jack Arthur a few times in space.
In tight there, and great work. But anyway, Maitland come up with a scrum now. 35 or 30 out from Nelson Bay line. The Bay under pressure.
We'll see what the Bay can do here. That's a good solid scrum by the Maitland pack this time. Stafford to Beatty, Beatty to Manu. In behind to McCormick. McCormick bumps out. They come across. Nice work by Polo. Doesn't stick to the tackle though.
Ordinary defence by the Bay.
That's a penalty, so
not rolling away there on Pennyarder.
I dare say they'll probably kick to the corner here and set up for a rolling maul. It's perfect opportunity for them.
I'd say at 10-0 that will be the call. Kick to the corner, apply some more pressure to the Bay. A little bit of sloppy defence there from the Bay. They should have contained that earlier. McCormick dusted a few easy tackles, and that put the pressure on the defence, and hence Pennyarder came up with the penalty. So Maitland now 7 out with a line out, deep into Nelson Bay territory and on the attack. Bay under the pump.
Here's Runchell with the throw, goes to Brook and
sloppy ball. Domkins has picked it up. He's on the charge. He's made 15 or 20. He's taken the ground. Edwards over the top now. Fantastic work from the Nelson Bay back rower.
Yeah, Domkins did really well there. Now here comes Junior Polo, goes wide. This is going to be trouble there. He's got a clean set of heels. Vasuka goes around.
He's away, but he's cleaned up in a quality tackle there now. The Bay have retained possession.
Well, the trouble here, McCormick's taking his time to get back to his position of fullback, but he does so. There was an opportunity there. They need a quick ball, the Bay.
Edwards makes 4 or 5 now out to Junior, on to Collins on the charge.
Collins
hits the hole. That's a great hole running there.
He had Domkins in support there, Jared.
Couldn't get it away, though. So now out to Zion the Lion. He's on the charge. He's away. He's dusted so.
Oh, here he goes.
15. He's on the charge, the big fella.
Takura, nice run there now. Fielder looks for a run, and he's
saw a hole that wasn't there.
He's accounted for nicely and turns the ball over. But that's a penalty.
He's lucky to come up with a penalty. He thought he was still dancing at bloody splendour with his girlfriend there. There was no
butterflies
hole
in the big top.
He got swapped like a butterfly. That was a hole that just
What do you do
there.
here, Jared?
Well, they've got to go on the attack, mate. They're 10 down, 3 at this stage. It's a tough kick for Ringy. I think they've just got to maintain a little bit of pressure. So, smart decision, kick to the corner. We just need the Bay to aim up here now. You said 14. What are we, 30 in? 30 into the game?
Yeah, I haven't got the timing in front of me here.
Thereabouts. My guess would be 30 into the game. The Bay...
Yeah, well, you're exactly right, Jared.
There you go.
Pennyarder down the short side. This is going to be close.
He's half very a metre close. Short, pulled up.
He's almost there. So here comes Nelson Bay looking to attack. They go short again.
Rolling left.
They need to pick and drive. This should get them over, you'd think. Scrappy stuff, not pretty to watch, but
it's
what they need. They need to get over, and they do get over.
They're over the Bay.
The Bay go over for their first try of the day.
They 3 phases, they made 6 inches, but that's all they needed because they were only 17 inches out, Gareth, and they're in. And that is a fantastic effort by the Bay. Great decision.
And I believe it was it Lovell or Watson?
I'm not sure under that. I couldn't make out any.
We'll call it a team try.
We'll just give it to the Groper collective, that one. But fantastic work by the Bay. I'd probably give this breeze a little bit more than you gave it. I'd give it 17 or 18 myself. So,
well, there you go.
With what we've got 8 minutes left in the second half. Warringah with a tough kick into the breeze. Don't know how many games he's played here at Maitland.
Yeah, he's been a fixture in this Bay side for a number of years. So
yeah,
it's a tough one. They've got the helper, the assistant out there.
Doesn't get much tougher under those conditions. But 10-5 with 8 minutes remaining in the second half. The way the Bay have performed, which I think at times has been pretty ordinary, especially with their defence, they're in a very healthy position, Gareth.
Yeah, they have. They've come back. They've held in. Their defence, as you mentioned, on their line's probably been their feature, but outside of that, it hasn't been.
He's got the kick away, and it's just to the right of the uprights.
It hasn't been. That midfield is where they're slipping off the tackle, so they need to fix that.
10-5. These next 8 minutes are going to be hugely important to the outcome of the overall game. So Maitland, a bit shocked by that one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It was not against the run of play. The Nelson Bay side, they've hung in there all game, but Maitland, yeah, definitely they'll be disappointed with this breeze behind their backs as well.
Well, that's the first time they've got down there and maintained some consistent pressure, and that's got them the result. So, as I say, all important these next 7 or 8 minutes.
Kick down to Pennyarder. He takes it nicely. Now runs into John Birrell. We say it every week. He's almost a carbon copy of Davidson.
He beat Birrell, but he didn't beat Davidson. Davidson shortened him up there, but the Bay have rolled left, controlled possession out to Warringah, now out to Northcott.
Oh,
he's
lovely
given it to
ball.
Junior, and Junior's found space. He's down the left-hand touchline. He's taken him on himself back inside to Hattini, and that's an offside call.
Yeah, that's
an offside call to Maitland.
He'll find himself in the bin here.
He's got to go.
Yeah, I think he's
got a bit feisty.
I think he's going to call. Yeah, he's got the yellow card. Is it yellow? Yes, it is. The cheese is sliced.
He's got to go for that. It's deliberate offside. And
the young winger there.
I think tension's risen dramatically. Nelson Bay getting that 5 point and putting the pressure back on. They're finding themselves under the pump now, Maitland.
It was unfortunate there. Jack Arthur as well was blocked in the run, backing up Junior before, but this is a brilliant opportunity now. Collins, he's been on the money all day.
Great confidence shown by the Nelson Bay backline there, spreading it wide in their own half, and Junior finding
it's been stolen by Maitland. Lovely jump in the air.
Miscommunication there.
It's Ben Wood, he's been playing well, Ben Wood, but that's not the best of touch finders or exits by McCormick there.
It's pretty ordinary, that first line out. They're going to get another crack at it though, Gareth.
Well, here they are. It's in a better position, 5 metres out.
Collins gets the chance to redeem himself. That throw wasn't on the money last time. Well, Edwards up now.
Yeah, not straight. He took that with the outside hand. So the wind playing havoc, throwing to the back, probably not the best of ideas in conditions like this, Jared.
Probably not the best call. Wouldn't have been the one I'd made if I was making it. But once again, Collins, he's week in, week out, just so solid. But the Westerly can bring the best of them undone, Gareth.
Travis Brook, he gets up that time. Davidson winds up. Good run by Davidson. Pennyarder comes across to thwart him, to cut him off. Kick along the ground. Basuka bounces over his head and
he's got to let it go.
He's touched that.
No.
And the Maitland crowd go up in unison. He looks rocks and diamonds at the moment, the winger.
He runs through the Nelson Bay club on the wing with the wingers, the rocks and diamonds call, but no, he's got to make some smarter decisions as the afternoon goes on than he just did there. He had to let that one go. It was a sloppy kick off the side of the boot. Anyway, Maitland come up with it now.
Yeah, Beatty goes to Davidson, who's inside. Birrell, sorry. Runchel's calling for it. He gets the ball.
Makes some good 2 or 3 metres. Charging forward, inside ball.
Yeah, nice work, Awini. Jumps over, shows some good agility for a big man. And now Beatty gets the ball, goes to Manu. Inside ball to Logan. Logan gets them over halfway. Here's Davidson. Davidson to Awini. Awini. He'll get them up to the 40, not making much distance. Here's Willie So. We know he'll go forward.
Well contained there by the Bay. Remembering they're down to 14, heavily on the attack and controlling the football well.
Oh, good tackle off the wing. McCormick's absolutely belted.
Vasuka's made a decision there.
Vasuka has absolutely
poleaxed him.
Buried Josh McCormack.
Come off his wing and poleaxed him there. That was a good decision. That's made up for his little error there.
Yeah,
a minute or so ago. That was a fantastic tackle and a turnover to the Bay with Maitland mounting considerable pressure there with 14 men. They had the Bay under the pump then.
We said he was rocks and diamonds.
Well,
and that was certainly
he's come up shining with that one. Sparkling. He's sparkling at the moment.
McCormick taking his time to get up, and he looks like he's okay.
Yeah, I think
just rattled by that tackle. That was a good hit.
Well, I think Maitland feeling the pinch of the frenetic ball movement of their own that went in possession, and it's knocked the wind out of them.
So there's a couple of minutes remaining. We will probably have a brief period of injury time.
10-5 with 2 or 3 to go here. Maitland have come up with the feed. It's called the Nelson Bay knock-on.
Interesting. So
anyway, still a cracking tackle. We haven't come up with the right result there, I don't believe. But the Blacks to have the feed here.
Oh, good scrum by the Bay.
And they've done well there.
Here's Manu, juggles the ball, now goes forward, ducks under the tackle of Hatini, gets them up to the 40. Brook comes around, throws the dummy, straightens up, and he's looking for runners off him, and he's
done
hard to put down. That's a good run.
Stays on his feet, gains another 3 or 4.
Birrell.
Out to Runchell.
Oh, nice work there.
Great tackle from Arthur, but
Max Stafford's belted. Hatini tries to rip the ball out as well.
Shortened up.
The base teetering on offside here.
Davidson rolls it left, makes a yard or 2.
Good tackle by Peniata.
Brought to ground by Peniata. Casey Watson over the top. He's going to have to be careful there.
Yeah, just off his feet there. As Awini picks and drives. Now they go to Willie So. Willie So winds up and
one way and one way only. Makes 3 or 4.
Zion Takura goes low, chopping his feet out. Now Beatty drifts across, steps off the left. He almost got the arm free there to Howe.
Junior's come up with the goods
Here's
there.
Manu. Manu goes wide. Logan. He's so dangerous. Logan gets the ball away to McCormick. McCormick dances and he's driven towards the sideline.
Taken into touch.
Nice tackle.
Once again, great defence by the Bay. Adzi Edwards over there and Corey Lovell making the difference. Once again, a big shout out to Eddie and Karen Edwards in the Shaky Isles. Adzi's mum and dad, I'm reliably informed they'll be watching again.
Yeah, big fans of Bar TV Sports. Of course, we're worldwide here
loving the coverage in the Shaky Isles.
So replacement there, I believe Ben Wood has come from the field.
All right, so critical throw here from Watson up off the front. That's a better call.
Well.
That's a better call. Going to the front of the line out.
It's drifting towards the sideline though, the maul. They're going to have to use an outfielder.
Contained. He's gone the box kick, which
it holds up in. It's tough for McCormick to take, and now he steps, and it's a poor chase by Nelson Bay. Goes wide. Manu one-on-one with Northcott. Northcott comes across. He's lost the ball backwards, and somehow Logan gets through, but it's called a knock-on. I don't know about that, Jared. I thought it went back.
Out of jail there. Probably evened up a few rough calls that the Bay have received in the first half, so they'll take it. And with time running out in the second half, they have seriously got out of jail there. I don't think he tried to pass the ball, Gareth. Manu was heading for the corner and he's had it knocked out, so a tough call against the Blacks on that one. The Bay get out of jail.
Chad Northcott did really well there, pressured him. And
once again, communication in the defensive line for the Bay was fantastic, but they've definitely got out of jail anyway. They've got the scrum feed, fielded to throw it in. Seconds ticking away, not many to go here, deep into the second half.
So fielder, they need to hold this scrum, the Maitland side.
They put him under pressure.
Yeah, that's well done, and Stafford goes short side. Stafford goes over.
Well, we call called a collective try to the Gropers there earlier. I call that a collective 8-man try. Throwing the halfback for 9. That's be shattering to Nelson Bay at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it was nice.
Nice
work there by the Maitland pack, who've been going backwards for the majority of the game in that set piece. And
you talked them up at the start of the game, and they've delivered at the end of the first half. That'll bring us to a closure, I'd imagine, for this half. That's a huge blow for the Nelson Bay side. But hats off to the Blacks front row, who just smashed them. They dominated that.
Yeah, they certainly did.
The halfback too, he was on the ball.
Yeah, the short side was
Stafford.
open there.
The ball popped out. Stafford snatched it, and once again, he was over.
Yeah, Fielder was searching for the ball.
Still
Couldn't
swatting.
quite get it.
Still swatting butterflies, allegedly.
So this is a tough kick here for Beatty. A metre in from touch. Comes around, and is not going to go over. So 15-5 the score. The game still fairly evenly matched. We're going to have a bit more to play here.
Jared's going back to halfway. I thought that'd be it. He's looking at the clock.
We've had a couple of moments of broken play.
He's looking at the clock. There can't be much to go, but that's shattering for Nelson Bay at the end of the first half.
Well, they've had plenty of opportunities, the Bay. They've got no one to blame them but themselves.
They put themselves under pressure. That's exactly right, Gareth.
That's a lovely kick-off there. Davidson goes up, and
Pennyarder swats it back out to Manu, who's collected a sloppy ball.
That was a knock-on by the Bay, but they play on here. Now they go wide. Logan off Beatty. Here he is. He's dangerous, Logan. Oh, Clackety can't go with it again. It's his third drop ball of the game, Jared.
They got out of jail again there. There was space out there for him. All he had to do was take it and pin the ears back. But he's coughed it up. That's right. He's...
Well, Logan probably would have been...
It's about 3-all for those wingers on the right-hand side this afternoon. We'll call it square. Watson up at the front of the line out. He's come up with good ball, but Brooks through, putting all sorts of pressure.
He's offside there, Brooke. He's jumped the gun.
Only just a big fella. Fielder was happy with that call.
They're really pressuring Fielder at the moment.
Well, Charlie Fielder, he's been under more pressure than he's ever been, with Big Brook over the top of him there and on his own. So he's happy to hear the ref's whistle. The Bay now have an opportunity very late in the second half. 15 out from the Blacks line. Collins to throw. I'd say they're going to learn their lesson and go short here and try and drop and keep the ball alive. Watson's taken it now. Pennyarder out to Waringi.
Nice ball. Here comes
Hatini now on the charge.
Hatini passes, gets them up over the 22. It's the last chance here, as we see.
Left
Jack Arthur.
Pennyarder takes them on. He's going to
Jack
ground.
Arthur's unmarked here. They need quick ball from Northcott. Fielder goes the opposite way, though. Edwards stands in the tackle and
still on here to the left. Somebody needs to get their eyes open. They're going right.
They go Waringi and Zion the line and crashes through the line. And they're not getting there in numbers at the moment, Bay. They're a little slow to the breakdown as now it goes into Northcott. Northcott steps off his left. He's taken down.
Runchel's picked him up in a fantastic tackle. It's come back to Hatini. The Bay retain possession and still on the charge now, deep in the second half. 22 out.
He needed to pop that there. He was isolated. Fielder comes across, looks for the gap, doesn't find it. Jack Arthur, he's getting cold on this wing. They've got the one-man overlap, of course. He's opposite in the sin bin. Now they'll pick and drive. They'll consolidate it here. Nice composure shown by the Bay as they go through the middle. Popped up. Here comes Hatini. Hatini takes someone for a piggyback there. Now they go to Dan Collins. He's tough from that far out. He scores plenty of tries.
The opportunity's over now to the left. They've got to go right now.
Yeah,
Bay, quick, clean ball and go right.
Vasuka. Unmarked out there. Northcott must be screaming for it out there.
Edwards
as Jack Arthur comes around as well.
It's
in the forwards. Here they come.
Keeping it tight now.
Are they over? Yes, they're over. It's going to be held up though. Lovely defence by Maitland.
Got to take my hat off the Blacks defence there. Online pressure. And
threatening to blow up here too. The captain there, Lovell.
They've
Had
come
a
up
bit
with
to
the
say?
goods. They missed an opportunity there for 4.5 episodes of bloody Jack Arthur being unmarked, and then the opportunity was to the right, but the forwards have tried to take it on and come up with the goods. And once again, to Maitland's credit, the Blacks forwards have come up with the defence, kept them out.
They need a good scrum here. The Bay, there is a big opportunity down this short side. If Tompkins can pick up some clean ball from the back, Jack Arthur is in it. And Tompkins holds up nicely. Fielder goes straight to Waringi though. Hatini has Arthur on the inside and he's taken down. Logan's over the ball.
Retained possession. Fielder out now to Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards, nice run.
Edwards takes him on, keeps his feet. He's on the ground now. Fielder in there.
He's digging for the ball and he's turned the ball over. Unfortunate there. Maitland go wide immediately. Manu puts a kick. That is a terrible kick there from Manu. Oh, Vasuka somehow comes up with it.
The diamonds again, but he's taken it into touch.
I thought he dropped that, but he gathered it in one hand. Oh, yellow card. We'll have a listen to that.
Logan's gone. He's got himself a yellow card. Knockdown, deliberate knockdown.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, to the Bay's advantage, this first half just won't die. There's more injury time than you and I thought, Gareth, and they've got themselves one more opportunity.
Lucky they're doing up Maitland Hospital's Penny Yarta. He goes
out
now. Whaler spins out, so here they come, the Bay. They need to get points out of this. Going in behind to Hatini, long ball out wide. Here's Vasuka, hard to put down.
Right. Taking him on, he can't be put down.
He's still going Vasuka, he needs to get this ball back though. And they turn the ball over.
And cleanly, says Jared, the referee.
I hate to say that it was probably going to happen.
Well, there's a bit more rocks, eh? And a penalty to the Blacks.
Penalty, so big pressure reliever.
Well, are you better off having the confidence man in first grade, Kerrod McLean?
I think definitely experience-wise, he's got to be there and thereabouts. I know he's had some back issues and some knee issues, but
some background issues.
So that's going to take us into half-time now. McCormick puts it into touch, but it was a very good half of rugby. 15-5 the score. Maitland lead the Bay. Quickly, your thoughts on the half?
Well, quickly, 15-5. That's 10. We were saying 40. You were saying 14. I'm saying 17-18.
So we're smack bang in the middle.
Well, even though the Bay performed, in my view, very poorly at times in that first half, they're still well in the game. And they're going to have the win in the second half. So it'll all come down to how they use it.
We're going to take a quick break with all the action here on Bar TV Sports. Of course, head to our main Facebook page and have a look at the video wall and see which game you want to take into the second half. Of course, this is the feature match of the Rams 2018 NHRU. Welcome back to the action here on Bar TV Sports. As we go out to the middle, the bay are ready. The referees are advancing onto the field. Maitland still in their huddle here in this Rams 2018 feature match. It's round 16 here on Bar TV Sports. Of course, let us know where you're watching, how you're watching. It's a very good game here at Maitland. And Maitland will be kicking off. Of course, donning the black. Jared Ryan down in the huddles. He'll be back with all the information from half time as McCormick will do the honours here. They are a man down the Maitland side with Chris Logan going to the sin bin for a professional foul, and it'll be 40 minutes of blistering stuff. There's a very strong wind here today. Nice kick off there. Somehow coming up with it. Domkins, no, he's lost the ball. So they roll forward now, the Blacks. A good opportunity as Awini. He'll lead the charge, taking them towards the 22 now. And they lose the ball, do they, Maitland? No, they come up with it somehow. As I said, they're a man down. They were 2 men down for some of that. Pops up from Stafford, and it's going to be a penalty there for Maitland. And you'd think with a man down, they'll probably look to put this over, Jared.
You would think so. So go a bit of time. So they're back to 14 now. The Blacks still got McCormick. There's still McCormick.
No, Logan's.
Oh, Logan was the low. McCormick's back. Logan's probably got 7 or 8 to go.
It was Ulberg, the winger, who spent time in the bin.
My mistake. Sorry, Gareth.
That's okay. You were down there getting all the action. How was it in the huddle?
I was amongst the huddle with a lot of old Blacks.
Well, there you go.
Very happy with the first half.
Well, they're taking their time here. The Blacks. We play you the secret sound.
This week's secret sound. Ring up, viewers. Post your guess.
So, Beatty, that wind seems to have died down a little bit here.
So they have taken the sensible option here. Chance at 3 to put them out. 18-5, which would be not a bad lead, especially running into the breeze, and take some time up while Vilberg is still off the field.
Couple of shout-outs. He's back on the field as comes up. Couple around the grounds. 10 all at Lake Macquarie against Hamilton. 26 to 12 in favour of Merriweather versus University. So, interesting as they had a lot of their imports back. Of course, Ben Emmett tweeting in as well, watching in his car, listening in his car to the coverage, giving the Blacks a little shout-out. Well, shout-out to you too, Ben, and that is successful as the score now goes 18 to 5. Here's Birrell. Oh, good hit there by Collins. He bounces off as Birrell gets them going forward. Now Davison goes across to Runchell. Runchell drifts across field, straightens up, and that's a good run by the hooker.
Been strong in his 200th game. He's leading the way for the Blacks.
Well, here's Ulberg. Now they go to Birrell. Getting busy. Davidson comes around the corner.
Good control by the Blacks here.
Yeah, this is where they're good. Birrell taking his time to get up.
Off
Travis Brooks. Oh, he straightens up.
Shortened up too. Good solid defence by Benny Whaler and Pony.
Well, here goes Carl Manu. Carl Manu inside ball to Ulberg. Ulberg steps away, but he's taken down.
Brought down by Fielder there. Picked up. McCormick's picked it up. Scrappy ball out the back.
He almost turned it over though. He did well, McCormick there. Now Birrell. He goes forward again inside and around to Howe.
Well tackled by Zion on the line there. Now Ryan.
Here's Awini looks quick. He winds up. The former Rebels player.
Brought down by Watson. Maitland controlling the football.
Well,
Field has come around the back and got away with it, and Edwards has put the foot to it.
And it's a foot race. Here comes Northcott. Northcott's charging down the field, and unfortunately the ball, there was no one at home, goes over, and Northcott showed a great turn of foot there, Jared.
That's why he's one of my favourites. Adsy Edwards, he's got it all, and he's made 45 metres there. A raking kick. A raking kick. Any 10 would be proud of that.
Waringi's now shifted out wide, and Edwards is actually standing in it fly half here, Jared, if you can see on the screens.
May have been a bit of a transition here, half time. That hasn't gone straight.
No, not straight, definitely, and Logan quick to call that one.
A good result from the Bay. Now they come up 25 out and get the scrum feed now, and a great result from Edwards' decision. Snap decision, I will say. Normally he'd put his head down and make 2 metres. This time he's chosen to put it on the right boot, and he's made 45, and the Bay have come up with the ball.
I thought it was off his left.
It was off his other left.
I thought he had 2 left feet. But after that kick, it's changed my mind, Jared. So here we go, back to the scrum. The Bay dominant most of the first half, and this is a better one by Maitland. They've come out firing in that area. Waringi drifts across, goes in behind to Jack Arthur. Nice work there by Clackety.
They keep going to that same play, and it hasn't worked yet, but they're persisting. Anyway, Northcott takes it in now. The Bay controlling the ball. Fielder picks up, goes left to Waringi, out to Peniata.
He'll stand tall. He delivers. He's been good today. Waringi now goes across. Short ball to Collins. Collins bumps one off and gets them up towards the 22. He's lost the ball, though. McCormick punches it wide. I think it was taken back in, was it? It's called a knock-on. So it'll be a Maitland scrum.
Off Nelson Bay hands there. But Maitland are on the ball. They know the wind. They know the Westerly here. Punching it low and left. And the Bay have got a hand to it. So a good result for the Blacks.
Yeah, the Blacks turning it on now at scrum time. 18-5 the score.
Solid piece. Let's see how the scrum goes now. It's been a good contest all afternoon. Maitland getting the upper hand late in the second half. Bay have got a good push on.
That is poor there. Beatty's
coughed it up.
He gave himself up too. You probably could have got away with that. I'd like to see him at the poker table.
Playing 10, you'd like to be playing against him if he's going to give himself away like that. But anyway, the Westleys brought him undone again. Sloppy ball from Stafford, and he couldn't handle it, Beatty. So anyway, the Bay now 20 out on the charge. Let's see how this scrum turns out. Even contest so far.
It is an even contest, and
Fielder about to put it in.
Fielder, yeah, he has the ball. Waringi is to the right.
Good solid scrum by the Bay.
Yeah,
nice. They've held them well. Goes
Northcott, he's on the attack. Northcott gets through the line, gets it to Hatini. Touch to Arthur. Arthur's over.
Off a Maitland hand there. Straight onto Arthur's chest, and he's over in the corner on the left.
It was a great change of foot there by Northcott. Saw a bit of a hole. Hatini with good hands, and Jack Arthur, well, he's a good finisher.
Found himself in space, and a lucky ball in the finish. Come off a Maitland hand, but they've got the right result, Nelson Bay.
Well, Maitland's probably lucky. They've already had Chris Logan in the bin for that indiscretion.
And they haven't taken advantage of it. So they've come up with some points there, the Bay.
So it's game back on here as Waringi. This is a tough kick from the sideline. I don't envy him as Jack Arthur's out there to help out with holding the ball.
The referee Jared's just moving flags. He's out there to assist. A bit of a pram stroll through there. It's all happening over there on the kick.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Tough kick here this afternoon in these conditions.
You wouldn't want to be a line-out thrower or a goal kicker up at Maitland here in these blustery.
You only invite me under good conditions, Gareth. I'm starting to question you.
That's right.
A little, and he's
That's
done
a nice
his best.
Kick. Yeah, it's too high. Didn't have the direction, so 18-10 the score. They need to score twice here, the Bay.
Plenty of time left though. It'll come down to critical how they handle these kickoffs in the second half. Dealing with the wind, just because you're running with it, doesn't make it any easier on these set kickoffs.
Yeah, definitely. It's now shifted. It's more behind the back of the bay as well. So
McCormick now.
He goes high.
Restarts play. Donkin's underneath it. He's come up with it too. That's a great take.
That is a very good take there by Donkins. Under a lot of pressure. Picks up and goes himself. Great awareness shown by the number 8 fielder. Looking for a penalty, but doesn't get one.
Out to Waringi now. Collins on the charge.
Oh, Collins gets through, looking for support. Finds Waringi. Now goes wide. Pennyarda, he charges at Manu and loses the ball.
Sloppy ball control. The Bay heavily on attack.
Oh, it opens up for Stafford here.
Stafford's away.
Well read there by Northcott. He needs to get back into position. Davidson.
Collared by the Bay defence, but he's out to Davidson now. Charges forward, makes a metre or two. The Bay are all over him though. Out to Stafford
again.
He's picked it up.
Lovely palm there.
Evasive work now. Taken to ground.
The bigger man now driven back the Blacks. They need a realign here, the Bay. They're in a bit of trouble as a weenie now. He goes outside his man Pennyarda. Manu's on his outside, but he doesn't get the ball away. Now Manu has the ball, goes forward, tries to do it himself.
Taking the ground now, the Blacks continue to attack left.
Oh, that's a lovely ball there.
Found space.
Clackety goes inside, and Northcott does well again. But this is real trouble now for Nelson
on
Bay.
The charge.
Pops it up.
It's come loose.
Here comes
the back
Birrell.
Now to Beatty.
Birrell
goes
wide. Birrell straightens up.
Pops
now
the ball
goes
up.
wide to Stafford. Stafford has support on the outside. Logan back on the field.
Good defence once again from Nelson Bay. Contains them. The Blacks on the charge now. 8 out.
Here's Runchell again.
Taking the ground. Goes left to Logan on the charge.
Yeah, Logan does really well, but the Bay,
contained by the Bay defence.
He gets away, but he's driven back, lost about 5 metres in that one. McCormick standing in at first receiver. He'll get the ball.
Comes out to McCormick.
And now he finds the gap. McCormick splits them, and he's going to go for an easy try.
Do it all on his own. Did it all on his own in the finish.
Such good defence by the Bay, and then they let themselves down. Lazy on the inside, coming across McCormick. Well, you don't want to give him too much room because he can split you open like that.
Good defence by the Bay, but they had them under relentless pressure, which put McCormick in a one-on-one position. He beats one man and split them, and his speed got him over the line. Fantastic play from the Blacks. So the Bay now.
Yeah, Logan just having a chat there to the captain, Lovell.
Well, as I was saying, it all comes down to how the Bay handle the reset. Domkins handle it really well, but then they come up with a turnover, and Maitland have applied pressure for a good solid 5 minutes, and they've come up with the points in the finish there.
23-10 the score. As we see Nathan Oliver there. He was getting ready in the dressing sheds, but ruled himself out last minute.
It tells me the knee just wasn't up to it. He copped the knock last week. Obviously, it wasn't a serious injury, but with what's ahead of them,
he's missed that one.
He's missed that to the left. But what's ahead of him, where we are at the business end of the season, he's made a very sensible decision, and he would have made the world of difference to the side today. We all know how effective he is, but he made a sensible decision. So now it's up to the Bay. The pressure is really on there. 13 down. We're ringing to restart. You put it deep, I'd say here. If you know short kick-off, you put it deep to the left.
He goes to the left, and he does go fairly deep, just over the 22. As Stafford, he'll pick it up and go to McCormick. McCormick now goes wide to Birrell. Birrell
out to
Davidson.
It is Birrell. Sorry, they are lookalikes. Out to Manu now. He's thrown it out to...
good work, Beatty there, putting it in behind. He's been good today, Beatty. Northcott, that is superb footwork there by the fullback.
He's made another 10. The Bay are over the top of him, containing possession now.
Now they go wide to Waringi. He'll advance the ball.
Affleck's on the ground now as a replacement. Charges forward, makes a couple. Whaler picks it up, and So has sorted him out there. Yeah. Dropped him on his knees. Now out to Domkins. Domkins charges forward, makes 4 or 5.
Brooks all over that ball, though. That's good work at the breakdown. by both sides.
Contain now out to Affleck again, makes a yard or so.
Former Black himself.
Well, yeah, he'd dearly love a win this afternoon. We're ringing out now to Hattini, onto Junior. He's done well there under pressure to contain the ball. Now back to fielder.
So it goes
back
in
to
behind.
Harini,
Here
out
comes
to Collins on the charge.
Collins now, he'll get them over halfway. As they go to Warringi, he'll go wide in behind, and Northcott finds a bit of space now. Jack Arthur, has he got the pace? No, he hasn't. Taken over into touch. That was a poor decision there by the winger.
Had nothing to give, really. He needed a left foot boot back infield or something, but he's chosen to take the tackle and been driven into touch. So Maitland off the hook once again.
They were threatening.
Good attack by the Bay there, but that was a poor decision.
Yeah, it really didn't look like much effort was shown there on the far side by the winger. But anyway, Brooke goes up for the ball, gets it again.
Now to Stafford off to
Willie So goes forward.
Charging forward, makes 3 or 4.
Inside to Manu. Manu looks for support. Manu takes it to ground. And now Stafford, he's looking.
Probing.
He is probing at the moment, isn't he? Now it pops up.
And now there to a replacement. Ball's come out now. Davidson, as always, there at the back, picks up, secures the ball, makes 2 or 3 to the left. Now the Bay are a chance.
Here they come now, Maitland. Oh, that could be classed as high. Yeah, it's going to be high, and he's going to find himself in the bin here.
Hattini's been picked up, high tackle.
Turns around, shakes his head, and again unlucky there.
Well, unlucky, but again a result of the pressure of Maitland apply. You know, it was fast ball off the back. Fast ball off the back from Davidson securing it and pops it up, and Hattini under all sorts of pressure comes up with a high tackle. So now Blacks have got the chance of the man up with a 23-10 lead. It's only early in the second half.
McCormick goes downfield.
Good raking kick, makes 20 or so. They're 40 out with a line out. The Bay's defence about to be tested heavily here now. Blacks showing plenty of composure.
25 minutes into the half, 23-10.
That's gone very quickly. That 20.
It's been played at
Runchell now throws in.
Frenetic pace, Jared, as that comes off the hands of
putting all sorts
Stafford.
of pressure.
I thought maybe he could have been called for offside there, Donkins, but no, he puts the pressure on, and
it was a loose ball at the back of the line out, and Donkins has done very well there to apply all sorts of pressure to the back row of Maitland. Comes up with the turnover. So the Bay now around about halfway.
Looks like Oedi, the younger of the two, is coming to the sideline as well for the Blacks. As Clackety is marking up on nobody, so there's an overlap for the Bay side. Now,
Warringi now takes the option.
Here's Jack Arthur steaming onto it, but it's going to go out over the 22. They play field position, the Bay side. They need the ball in hand. Someone's got to tell them, Jared.
Well, won't be you and I from up here.
They might hear us with the wind going across the field.
You've got us another prime position to commentate from this afternoon.
Nothing but the best for you, mate.
A grade, no. A grade always, allegedly. That's right. What they say.
That's right.
But, anyway, now the Blacks with the throw. Runchell, in his 200th game, he's been outstanding. Doing well, not only with his line outs, he's open running. Back to So's, picked it up now, offloads now.
He's Birrell. Birrell goes across, and now he gets through Birrell. He had Davidson on the outside. Now Beatty goes to Manu. Overlap to Logan. Logan steps, and that's a good hit there by Junior. He's held up in the tackle.
He's been told to let go. So now the ball goes to ground.
Stafford down the short side.
He is probing. Back to Northcott now under all sorts of pressure.
His head inside.
He's out to Arthur.
Arthur
taking him on.
Now here comes Arthur. Arthur goes forward over the 40.
No.
Obstruction called. So that is another letter for the Maitland Blacks.
Critical decisions under pressure is what's crueling Nelson Bay at the moment, and Arthur's just made another one of them. He had Dan Collins coming back in support, and the referee, young Jared's made a decision that he's using him as a shepherd. So the Blacks now are going to kick it
Well, we are in sheep country. So, good call.
Beef country, that's why I always go for the steak sandwich here at Marcellin.
Yeah, they do make a good steak sandwich up here.
Lamb rolls after midnight, allegedly, but that's the way Maitland roll. Anyway, they've gone down to the 22 with that kick, and Runchell once again is throwing off the line out. Maitland just
they're taking their time as well to this line out, so really trying to soak up the minutes. They know the Bay are dangerous. Grabs that with one hand there, Brooke. Nice work. Here's Manu to Logan. Logan now, he steps off his left, offloads, and
Manu's
goes to ground. And again, Davidson's there to clean it up, and now Davidson charges forward.
Lucky to get away with that. I thought it was a knock on by Manu, but Woods.
Here comes Willie So. Willie So winds up. He's dropped 60 kilos this year, Willie So.
Maitland applying the pressure.
And they turn the ball over. Waringi can't go with it. Manu pounces on the ball. Poor control by the Bay. Here comes Runchell. Runchell. He's taken around the bootlaces in the end. Edwards.
Oh, the
Vasuka.
Vasuka's been pulled up for offside, I'd say.
And you can hear
he was away.
Jared Logan's going to give him the card. We might have a listen to this, Jared.
Nowhere to go. You've thrown the ball away. You go join that.
And the Blacks crowd goes up. They're down to 13 now, the Bay. That's a little square up there, Jared.
Pressure's mounting now. But I don't know what that winger was doing in there, but he's come up with a poor decision. He's got himself 10 in the bin, which has put the Bay under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, definitely. With under 20 to go now.
Well under 20.
I wouldn't say well under 20.
23 a minute, 23 at least 5 ago.
By my calculations, there's 19:40 to go.
19:40, right. We're halfway through the second half, according to Gareth. And
don't take it as gospel.
The Blacks.
Well, the Blacks are attacking now.
Stafford's about to feed the scrum, and they're against 13 men. The Bay are under all sorts of pressure, down 23-10.
I'm going to say Logan scores just outside the post here as Stafford comes across. Now they go to Manu. Manu steps,
put some fancy footwork on, and he's pulled up by Junior.
So here they come now. Short side opens up for Stafford again. Stafford
probing Stafford as always.
Nice work
as
Birrell now. He's put on his back. Now they'll pick and drive here, the Blacks, but they do have numbers to the left. Stafford's looking for it, finds it. Beatty is put under pressure by Collins. Good charging run in defence by Collins.
Corrals him back inside.
Here's Weenie straightens the attack up, goes towards the post. Now Logan goes to the right. Birrell, he'll go wide. Oh, that is a lovely ball there.
Out to Wilberg.
A try to Ulberg, and what a pass by Birrell. So Maitland now
getting away with it a little now.
Looking to assert some dominance here with the two-player advantage.
Great ball by the blindside flanker there. He's been everything this afternoon. He's found himself in a little bit of space, throwing a wide ball out the wingers in the corner untouched. Maitland running away with it a little now, with the Bay under pressure with 13 men.
Yeah, definitely. They'll be without them for probably another 8 or so minutes without a full complement.
Bay find themselves under all sorts of pressure. Punchy's out there delivering the important messages.
Yes, he's
keeping the Blacks on track, but a tough kick coming up into the stiff westerly, but Maitland certainly in control, Gareth.
Yeah, they don't look in any trouble at the moment, that's for sure.
Realistically,
the shadow comes over the ground here.
Very important game this afternoon, as we said earlier in our commentary, that the 5 is the 5, but results over the next few weeks and where you finish on the table.
This may see the Bay slip down to maybe potentially even 5th.
Depending on other results this afternoon, they could go from 2nd to 5th.
That's right.
And that is
with Merriweather winning, and it looks like they'll win with the bonus point as well.
Get your parachute out sort of stuff, that is. That's see what they can come up with here for the last 17 or so minutes.
30 to 10's the score.
They need 3 converted tries. And the
Yeah,
wind,
that's a tough ask, isn't it? 13 men.
well, 13 men, 3 converted tries, and the wind hasn't been a lot of assistance, and it's swinging around a little bit more now, so not so much of an advantage, blowing across the field.
27-10
Well,
is the
Ringy
score.
puts it high.
Well, that's nice work there by the Bay. They've been good at the kickoffs here today. They've worked into an
Paniata's
attacking
come
move
up with it.
as they pick and drive now. That's Affleck. Been good since he's been on. Now Waringi drifts across, goes in front to Edwards, and good tackle there by Beatty, Jared.
Driven back in solid defence, and Maitland over the top. But the Bay contain possession. Fielder now, he's out to Jack Arthur, I believe. And Affleck on the charge, makes 2 or 3. The Bay contain possession, but the Blacks putting him under all sorts of pressure.
Now here comes
Down to
Waringi. Here they go. They've somehow got numbers. Northcott, look how quick he is. Gets outside Stafford, inside to Waringi.
Back into
Waringi
Waringi,
goes to
steps
the
off
try line. Will he get there? I think he will. Yes, he does.
He's over.
What a try.
Fantastic work by Northcott, but well done by Waringi. He had 10 metres to go and 3 defenders to beat, and he's managed to get himself into the in goal, and the Bay are in.
Well, somehow, with 13 men, they managed to find an overlap. So, very good work.
Paniata out to Zion the Lion, out to Northcott lurking on the left, and great lead-up work by the big tight forwards. Out to the free running backs, back inside to Waringi, and he's done very well there.
Yeah, it was a hard to get over for him. He
He's
was
got
swarmed.
defenders all over him and with 10 out, and he's managed to get himself over the line. He's got a tough kick coming up now. Critical, actually.
It is a critical kick.
Critical kick. 15 to go. They need 3 converted tries. There's the first of the tries, but can he slot this over? And that's how windy it is, ladies and gentlemen. He needs assistance there, somebody holding the ball in place.
So Waringi hits the
He's got
ball,
a good strike.
comes across and
He's
goes over.
Right between the posts. The flags are up.
30
so
to
there's
17.
There's the first one they need. They need 2 more, the Bay.
It'll be interesting to see how they go about it. They've got 14 on the field now.
We're back to 14.
14 minutes remaining.
The Rocks and Diamonds will be back for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
I dare say he may get replaced. Southern Beach is winning against Wanderers as well.
Fielder's taken it under
nice
pressure,
work.
and he stepped left under all sorts of pressure now. The Blacks are all over him.
Junior.
Junior now has come up with it. Little offload from Fielder to Junior. They've consolidated now back to Waringi.
Looks for touch. That's a nice touch finder there, finding it on the full. So relieving a little bit of pressure there. The Nelson Bay side for themselves. They have to really dig deep now.
Sorry, cut you off there. You had a little bit of an update from around the grounds for us, Gareth.
26-12. Southern Beach is leading Wanderers.
Is that right? There is a turn up.
Well, it was 10-all Hamilton Lake Macquarie at half time as well. We'll get an update on that shortly, but
Oh man, Tom Marty Lewis making his presence felt again there, I'm sure. But now out to Seo, and he's coughed it up.
that's
He's
a
called
knock
that a
on, is it?
No,
No,
he's
it's not.
knocked back.
Unlucky. Beatty now goes forward. So Maitland, they're a little bit disjointed as Mana uses quick hands to
That's definitely
Logan.
got to be a knock on that one.
Yeah, that was a knock on. Logan picked that up, got a call from
Good pressure from the Bay there.
Hook on the sidelines. So Logan.
Solid pressure once again from the Bay. Puts the Blacks under pressure, and they've come up with the turnover. So now we're 5 into Nelson Bay half with a scrum set. What have we got? 12 to go. 2 tries required.
12 and a half to go, you're right. Spot on the money. So here comes the Bay. They're on halfway.
Back and set. Fielder fields them now. Well contained.
Stafford putting some pressure on here, but this is a good scrum by Nelson Bay. Oh, Stafford's there. Fielder should have picked that one up. Again, catching butterflies at Splendour.
Come out the side. Not doing his job.
Good breakdown work by the Bay. They counter-ruck really well, but somehow Maitland do well. Here's Awini on the short side, the younger of the two.
Watson all over him, and Zion the line. Now, Runchell now to the left. And
They're right
smashed.
in front of us there, and he absolutely got belted there. Runchell, the
Smashed by
veteran.
Watson.
Here comes Davidson. Nice run by the number 7.
Two of them had a crack at him, dusting them both, and he's made a yard or two. But now
nice work to Brooke. Brooke comes around. Brooke. He goes up towards the halfway surge and gets about 10 metres on that run.
Hard to
good counter-rucking there. They've turned the ball over.
It's come off Runchel's foot there, back to the bayside.
Well, it's advantage too because Stafford had a crack at it. He was offside. Now Fielder needs quicker ball. Waringi goes wide to Junior. Junior gets on the outside. Northcott on Manu. Inside to Arthur. Arthur goes back to Hatini. Hatini over.
Bumps one off.
Takes 22. Fielder somehow put it on his boot. Did he? No. Knock on. Unlucky.
He's done very well to try and disguise that little knock on there with a chip on. But referee Jarrett's pulled him up. Lucky to get away with that, Maitland, and that would have put them under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, here comes the wet sail, as they say, all the way from Dalbora Marina.
Sail or failing.
That's it.
What's going to happen in the last 10? The Bay there, they're almost in again, but they're at the right end of the park, so pressure on this scrum, and the Blacks under serious pressure now.
Yep, 10 minutes to go. And the Bay will really want to pressure this scrum.
Oh,
so short arm to Maitland. Quick one taken. No, he's
fallen back.
Come back.
Short arm to Maitland for. We're not quite sure what that was for. The Bay a bit unlucky there, I'd say. And McCormick coming up to take the kick.
Plenty of people watching. Mitch Lees with a little shout out to us. Abbott and Costello.
Mitchie will be down at box taking in the breaks, I'd say, this afternoon. I said the afternoon off. Fielder now, tips to the left.
Nice work,
Davidson
He's
back there.
Here comes Davidson. Nice work by Fielder. Just slips off the tackle, though. Hatini tries to turn the ball over, but Maitland consolidate. Over halfway now. Here come Howell goes forward.
Good run by the big second rower there now.
Here's Birrell. Birrell's been very busy. Collins puts the arm out, almost a high tackle there.
We were talking about Davidson before the game, but I think Birrell's been up to the task.
They're exactly the same player.
Well,
without the tattoos. And now Manu drifts across. This is danger time. Beatty was on his inside.
Collins comes up with a great tackle there and dropped him to the ground now. Maitland contained the ball.
Yeah, Maitland a building.
McCormack.
Here comes Logan. Logan, oh, lovely read in defence by Arthur. Here comes Hatini.
And another yellow card, I'd say, for a deliberate...
I don't know if that was a deliberate knock down, was it? It came... yeah, he's got a yellow. This is disgusting by Jared.
You don't know, but I do know. That is...
yellow card for Nelson Bay, return.
Jack Arthur.
I don't know about that. I don't think he played at it.
Wow.
I think he went for the tackle.
There's the difference, isn't it? If you go for the ball and don't come up with it, it's a deliberate knockdown somehow.
Well, Jack Arthur giving the Maitland crowd his piece of his mind as he comes on the field.
Hasn't had the happiest of afternoons, young Arthur here this afternoon at Marcellin, but that just puts the Bay under relentless pressure now, 28-17 with about 5 to go.
Well, they lose a player, gain a player as Vasuka comes back on the field.
I didn't think he was going to get another start.
I thought maybe Kerrod McLean may have...
Confidence man. Give the confidence man a start. Anyway.
He might have forgot his painkillers again. As Awini comes across field.
Or forgotten what order to take them in.
Now here they come now. Beatty inside to Manu. They're looking very dangerous now, the Blacks. As they take it in, and that's a penalty to Nelson Bay.
Penalty to Nelson Bay. Somebody coming in from the side there. Blacks letting themselves down. Nelson Bay get another opportunity to get out of their own territory now.
Colin Baxter not happy with it, watching from home. Another yellow card.
Running out of time. And he hasn't put that out.
That is a card.
Oh, Stafford's knocked it off.
That's not a knock on. It went backwards clearly. Now McCormick looking to counter. The chase is poor by Nelson Bay. Collins gets up, jumps at him. Tries to pull off a shot, trying to...
So now, running
here comes Willis. Oh, what about the goose step there?
Don't think it fooled anybody, but it was as impressive as we've seen.
Here's Awini, coming off, trying to put the hit on here.
Crunched by Affleck.
the big man, Uini. Here's Birrell looking to get more work. No, they go behind to Beatty. They go to Logan inside as Collins comes across again and tries to put the shot on. Now Manu, he'll go to Davidson. Davidson will settle the play, take the ball up. They need to get reorganised here, the Blacks. Here's Uini again. Uini goes forward. There's his brother cleaning out. And that's going to be a penalty using the shoulder. And if you use the shoulder, I would say that's a yellow card, Jared.
All things being even, but it doesn't look like he's going for his pocket.
He may have run out of yellow cards. He's given that many.
Quite possibly this afternoon. Been fairly happy to go to the pocket the refs this year, which has cruel a few great games of rugby.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway,
there's a couple in particular. We won't mention any names at the moment, but
we won't. No, we certainly won't.
I mean, the referees do a good job. Without them, there's no game. But certainly,
I wouldn't like to do their job. But
I just want people to talk to me. That's all.
Anyway, Watson goes up. Got a bit distracted there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, the ball goes on out to Domkins now, charging left. The Bay, 25 out.
Yeah, they need to do something here. We're ringing to Hatini. Hits him in the face. And wow.
He's falconed himself there.
5 minutes remaining, Jared.
Falconed himself. I think that's the first. I've never seen that before.
They need 2 tries. And they need to hold on to the ball here, Jared.
Well, they had a great opportunity there, and Hatini has just found the pressure too much. Maybe it was the westerly wind getting to them again, Gareth. But anyway, now the Blacks. 10 from halfway on their own side of the halfway, leading 28-17, and time running out for Nelson Bay.
Yeah, time is ticking.
Stafford's about to feed the scrum, and the Black scrum has come back solid in the second half.
Well, now with the bigger of the two Uinis on there, it certainly has a good anchor.
They're both big.
He makes his brother look like a tiny fella. As Logan now, he gets over halfway.
Spread it wide, mate. 5 or 8 there. Bay contain them. Coming back to Stafford now.
Yeah, Birrell now. He goes forward again. He has had a super game, Birrell, along with Davidson.
He's been everywhere.
Now they go short side. Here's Logan. He winds up. They go out wide and inside to Howe. Howe somehow catches it up to Logan. Logan goes to the try line. Davidson's there to back up. Now it goes to Stafford, who goes over for a try.
He's been probing all afternoon. He's backed up Davidson, who's done a remarkable job. He retained that ball somehow and popped one up. Maitland, super try.
Yeah, it was very well worked, wasn't it, down that right edge by Logan, who started it. Saw the opportunity. He's just been so dangerous this year, Logan.
Well, the centre pairing, as we spoke about the opening of the game, Manu and Logan, very effective and get into space so well and use the ball so well when they get there. But that was consolidated by Davidson, who we haven't called that much this afternoon. We were talking him up early. He's
been everywhere.
His blindside flanker has overshadowed him a little bit this afternoon, but
he's been doing a lot of work at the breakdown.
It was Davidson there that made that try. But well done to the Blacks. I think that's about shut up shop this afternoon here at Maitland. A couple of minutes to go, taking them out to 33-17 with another tough kick to come for Beatty, kicking straight into the westerly.
As you said, tough kick, holds up in that breeze and isn't going to find the distance.
Well,
33-17.
33-17, and it's about all over. See what Nelson Bay can come up with here in the last couple of minutes. But the Blacks, they've put it on a very polished display this afternoon. Highly impressive, Gareth.
Yeah, 2 minutes remaining in the game. The Bay will still want to get something out of this match. That's a lovely kick there, finding some space, but somehow Brooke gets it, winds up. Collins comes across inside to Davidson. Davidson's away in the clear, inside to Stafford, outside to Stafford. Northcott comes across and he blocks the ball down. Doesn't come up with it. Stafford
Maitland retain possession here.
Here's Howe looking for runners off him. Now he charges to the line.
Yeah.
Now they go wide. This is trouble here. Birrell runs across field, steps back inside, away from his support.
Needed to get it left. There was space galore to the left.
Well, Clackett's still unmarked out to the left as they
Brooks taking them on.
go towards the line. Manu's calling for it. Manu wants the ball. Need to roll away, says Logan. Now they pick up from the back. Nice defence again on their line by the Bay. They could be down by 40. But for their goal line defence, Jared.
The Zions come up with the ball there. Fielder has gone for a raking kick downfield. McCormick coming back to cover it.
Yeah, he does well.
And he'll go on the attack here. He'll take them
this
on.
Kick chase is terrible by Nelson Bay. They're out on their feet.
Beats Watson.
He goes across
Beats
field.
Whaler.
He needs to find Logan. Oh, he's muffed it as Clackett's there to support. Now Logan has the ball. Needed it a play before. Straightens up the attack. Steps off his right. Goes back towards Fielder. Fielder puts him down. He's still standing though.
Great
Logan.
Run. He split them there.
Now he goes wide. Howe's on the outside and Howe should get a try. Michael Howe skylarking on the wing. Gets a try for the Blacks and they seal the game.
And that'll seal the man of the match for me.
Michael Howe out on the sting.
No, we can't give it on the one effort. He's been great all day, but no, the Nelson Bay side caught napping there.
Their kick chase was terrible, was to say, and that's a compliment.
Paltry, ordinary. But no, the caught napping there, and the big back rower, he stormed over in the right-hand corner in the finish.
Yeah.
The Bay let themselves down after some enormous defence all afternoon.
Well, Nick Davidson, he came to life in the last 10 minutes,
well,
didn't he?
Well, he did. He must have been hearing our call. He heard we were talking Birrell up was the best breakaway on the ground. And Nick Davidson has come to life, made a hell of a difference in the last 10 minutes. And Nelson Bay have let the Blacks get away with it a bit in the finish.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with the finish of this match. It looks like it will be game over here.
All over.
So that is the end of the game. Referee Logan blows his whistle. Who was your best out there before we go, Jared?
Well, I'm going to call a link man. I don't normally give it to a back, but I'm going to call a link man between the forwards and the backs. I'm going to give it to Stafford.
Stafford was very good in the second half.
Probing all afternoon, and I think he made the difference in the finish.
Well, I can't go away from Birrell, but we'll give it to Stafford on your expert judgment here. Thanks very much to our Nelson Bay correspondent Jared Ryan for joining us here in the Bar TV Sports commentary box. I'm Gareth Wozniak, and we'll catch you next time.
Been my absolute pleasure, Gareth.